I hate live service games. Destiny makes me depressed-y, Overwatch is no longer worth watching over, Skull and Bones was dull and groans, and Suicide Squad made me want to commit to playing something else. But Helldivers 2 makes me want to live. Oh! And that's the other reason I hate live service games, because when they're good, I can't seem to stop playing them.
Oh god, look out! Oh my goodness.
And I haven't had this much fun with a video game in a long time. Helldivers 2 is absolutely insane with the sheer amount of chaos that can happen at any given moment.
You're dead, man. You're dead. That charger pushed you right in my cluster.
It offers so much depth through its enemy variety, stratagems, and weapon loadouts, especially when you use a DDR pad. So I've been asking myself lately why I can't seem to stop playing Helldivers 2. What is it doing better than its other live service competitors and AAA counterparts? The answer? Pretty much everything. And that's what compelled me to make this video. It's pretty rare that I actually get to talk about a good game on this channel.
That was wild.
This video turned out to be one of the most complex videos I've ever made. Between me and a friend, we captured over 400 clips, which I then tasked myself with assembling into a cohesive package to make this video as entertaining as possible. Ooh. It took an insane amount of time and effort, but I think you'll find that I was able to successfully transfer the chaotic fun of Helldivers 2 into video form in a way that I haven't seen other YouTube videos do. We also captured some pretty crazy clips.
Oh, the spile's coming.
Okay, I got an idea.
Run!
It's okay, I need a resupply.
I got it.
Oh, you got 15 seconds. Uh-oh, don't go that way, don't go that way.
Don't worry, it's fine.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, you did it.
But I was happy to spend all that time working on this video because Helldivers 2 is incredibly immersive. It truly feels like we're going to war. Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. And much like this item, War Thunder is completely free on PC and consoles. Did you know that War Thunder allows you to take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, and ships of 10 major nations? Did you know that Major Nations was recently promoted from Private Nations? You can take command of armored cars, fighter jets, battle tanks, biplanes, straight planes, gay planes. War Thunder has more diversity than a Disney movie. This one's one of my favorite Disneys, with Everybody Loves Raymond as a walrus. Become immersed into War Thunder's intense combat, where realistic graphics and authentic sound effects place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. Join a worldwide community of over 70 million players in epic PvP battles today. Play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox by using my link in the pinned comment or video description. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across all platforms that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. It's available for a limited time only, so don't miss it. Whoa, 944 for these? It's times like these where you really gotta thank War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Without them, I wouldn't be able to afford to play Helldivers uninterrupted. When I first started playing this game, I honestly didn't think very much of it. I completed the tutorial, gave my super destroyer a name.
Custodian of the people.
I thought it sounded pretty badass.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I just sort of started playing. Much like a Helldiver, you're immediately thrown into the fray, with no knowledge of the enemy types, their behavior, or their weaknesses. Instead, it just lets you learn and experience everything on your own. Like, at some point, all of a sudden, you're expected to deal with a charger. There's no cutscene introducing it. The game doesn't pause itself to bring up a text box that tells you what the charger is, what it does, and how to defeat it like most modern games might. Instead, you need to learn how to take care of it yourself through trial and error.
Ooh.
Which is something I really appreciate about Helldivers 2. It never insults your intelligence, and it's also very easy to get into for a new player like myself. And that's essential for a live service game. You can get started on the fight for democracy pretty much immediately by simply launching a mission. Now compare that to Destiny 2, which has an absurdly high barrier to entry. It's so needlessly complex to the point where newcomers might need guidance from a fellow Guardian to figure out which expansion they should even buy before getting started. Then when they load it up and take a look at the director, they're met with several locations to visit, they're given a ton of meaningless quests to complete, they won't have any good weapons, and they won't know what weapons or armor are worth keeping or grinding for, and on top of all that, they'll be at a severe disadvantage for 10 or 20 hours until they grind enough to obtain some good quality gear. This doesn't just apply to newcomers. I'm a returning player, and every time I log into this thing, I have no idea what to do, what weapons to use, what activities to play, and I feel constantly overwhelmed. Kinda makes me want to log out, and it certainly doesn't make me want to recommend this game to a friend. I feel similarly about Warframe 2. I really want to play that, but I just have no clue where to start. And Fortnite can be pretty overwhelming too if you just want to play the Battle Royale like me. Because I mean, they're always introducing new weapons.
Oh, what a play.
The map is constantly changing, which is good. It keeps you coming back to the game, but at the same time, this means that if you want to be proficient at Fortnite, you have to play it a ton in order to keep up with it. And that's kind of why I've fallen off of Fortnite. Whereas Helldivers 2 doesn't require you to play it too much. You're a pretty efficient killing machine right away. The starting weapon is pretty great. You can get a lot of work done with the Liberator here, and by the time you hit level 15, you'll have already unlocked a ton of really useful stratagems and weapons. The time commitment is much lower than other live service games, which just makes it more appealing to dive into. Keeps the grinding to a minimum, and instead it focuses on what all games should focus on. I've played this game a ton on my PS5, and I've played it even more on my PC, because Helldivers 2 is insanely fun. I mean, where else do you get to topple gigantic monsters? Shooting at enemies feels incredible. Robots fall apart as you shred them with bullets, and bug wings and legs get obliterated as they're liberated from their bodies. Bile spewers pop like a zit when you blow up their butts. Every action you take against the enemy carries huge consequences for them, and as a result, every shot that lands feels impactful.
No, I don't think I can get that.
This is only heightened by the ragdoll physics, which give weight to the explosions and to the enemies.
Reloading.
Careful, careful, careful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, he got me.
Also, if you get lucky or if you're very skilled, you can make a Bile Titan kill another Bile Titan in its death animation.
Oh, that was pretty.
Stratagems almost feel like a cheat code with the way you have to input the button commands to call down extremely overpowered weapons.
Calling down the support button.
I'm sorry, I was trying to throw it underneath the... I killed him. Laser beams. Woo! Or explosives. I might be dead. Oh my god. All of this, when combined with its minimal UI, makes for an incredibly immersive experience.
For prosperity!
Whoa! Holy shit! And the finer details help with that, like Helldivers covered in snow, or covered in the blood of their enemies and fellow Helldivers after a mission, how your explosives will leave huge craters in the ground, the way Helldivers scream,
Sweet liberty, my arm!
or laugh with glee during battle. They've even implemented sound effects for when a dead body gets thrown into something. It's just so cinematic too, from the way explosions look off in the distance, to the way our capes look as they blow in the wind. Once I stumbled into an automaton patrol during a sandstorm, and the image of their red eyes poking out through the hazy storm has lived in my head ever since. The level of engagement that's required from the player serves to pull me in even more, as the environments are truly alien. Feels like we're not welcome in them, with acid rain, fire tornadoes, the rudest sandstorms, constant tremors.
Tremors.
It's not Starship Troopers, it's Tremors, isn't it?
Exploding flowers, flowers that slow you, flowers that hinder your visibility, or sometimes even send you flying into the air. These environments are incredibly hostile and you never feel safe. Whoa! There was just a hole in the ground, like a dog walking over a well. There's also a lot of different planets which keep the environments feeling somewhat fresh. Each planet does have its own set of modifiers that changes gameplay a little bit, and what keeps me engaged is knowing that no matter how good you are at the game, you're potentially always 10 seconds away from having everything fall off the rails.
Requesting air support.
Oh shit!
Oh no. No! We gotta back up there! Get back up! Go, 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 go! Oh, you killed me, Red!
Yeah, there's bugs!
No! Red!
Get his samples!
Hide a bunch, hide a bunch! Oh no!
Get in the car! Get in the car!
It doesn't have much content in terms of its missions, but when it comes to actual combat encounters, it's dense with content. Because Helldivers 2 is deceptively deep. You need to be fully aware of where your teammates are and where they're looking so as to avoid friendly fire from them, but also to avoid friendly firing on them.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, you need to be aware of your surroundings. So already you're just constantly on your toes, but on top of that there's over 40 different enemy types in the game, most of which require different tactics to take down. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but the enemy types tie directly into the way this game handles its difficulty, which I think has been perfectly tuned. So rather than making it so that enemies do more damage to you and you do less damage to them like in Destiny, Helldivers 2 simply throws a higher volume of enemies at you while also introducing additional enemy types that change the combat encounters as you progress through the difficulties. You start out fighting little bugs and hunters, which will actively try to get behind you and flank you. They'll also try to jump around to dodge your shots. Then the next difficulty adds bile spewers that can melt you with their vomit. The next one introduces commander bugs that have an absurd amount of health and rush you with intimidating force. The best way to deal with them is to knuckle down, face them head on, and shoot off their legs, since shooting their heads off doesn't kill them right away, and in fact it seems to piss them off even more. Whereas chargers are the exact opposite.
Oh!
These guys will also rush you, charge you even, perhaps, and knock you down. Great. But they have a ton of armor, so facing them head on is usually futile. What you want to do is get behind them and blow their butts off. Or if you have a strong enough weapon, you can blow its head off for an instant kill.
Oh my god!
The thing with chargers is, if you're not prepared or if they catch you off guard, chargers can force a Helldiver to separate from their group, so it's pretty important to focus on them.
What the fuck? That's not right.
Unless there are stalkers around, which are the bane of my existence. They have a lot of health, they turn invisible, they dodge your shots and jump around sometimes, which can distract you and allow some other bug to sneak up behind you. They also run faster than you, so there's no escaping them. If you're about to kill them, they'll just turn invisible and retreat from the fight if they know they're about to die. And in some cases, I've had stalkers stay hidden from me for about 1 or 2 minutes before coming back for a sneak attack after I had forgotten about them. I gotta say, the AI in this game is pretty good.
Your bullets are going, oh my god!
If you see a stalker, you need to drop whatever it is you're doing to go and find their nest so you can destroy it and prevent more of them from spawning in.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Get up! Thank you!
And then there's my personal favorite enemy type in the game, the Bile Titans. They're really intimidating at first. You'll die instantly if you so much as touch their legs. Their vomit will disintegrate you.
Holy shit!
And they take a ton of firepower to kill.
Got him.
Dead.
I killed it.
Nice job.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes they can tank 2 500-kilogram bombs before toppling over. And if a Bile Titan is really weak and you get lucky, sometimes a charger will just finish the job for you. But once you start getting comfortable with them, you can get creative with them. I had a couple of instances where I would bait out its vomit attack so that it would spew all over the stalkers or whatever else was chasing me at the time. Kill me, sport. Stalker. That was exactly what I wanted. And if you happen to be out of ammo for your stronger weapons, you can be resourceful and take them down by other means. All of these enemy types give the bug encounters a lot of diversity and dynamism. You're constantly prioritizing between chargers, hunters, and Bile Titans, coordinating with teammates to come and help. The bugs alone offer up a lot of replay value. Oh my god. Then on top of that, you got the automatons. Do you want to try some bot stuff?
We can do bot stuff real quick.
When going up against them, it almost feels like you're playing a completely different game altogether. These guys are ruthless.
Oh my goodness. Good.
This is how it's done.
Oh my god.
Where the bugs were overwhelming, the bots are oppressive. They have turrets which pack a ton of firepower.
Oh, not the homie.
Red lasers all over the place fluster you as Hulks burn you alive with their flamethrowers.
Oh my god.
And rocket devastators toss you around with their devastating rockets. Tanks will shred you to pieces or literally be dropped on top of you.
Oh my god,
And walking fortresses are a force to be reckoned with. At first, I didn't really enjoy fighting the automatons because I don't feel like you have as much creative liberty when it comes to killing different bot enemy types. Rocket devastators need to be shot in the face or have their rocket pods blown off. Shield guys need to be shot in the back or grenaded. Hulks need to be shot in the face, shot in the back, or have their arms taken off. Tanks need to be shot in the back. At first glance, it all seems kind of samey, but there's actually a lot of nuance to the automatons. I think that the tanks are pretty fun because if you don't have enough firepower on you, you can take them out like this.
Ooh! Oh my god!
But that was a little dangerous, so I found a new strategy which had me running around the tank in a circle to get behind it. Whew, okay. Then there's gunships, which are the bane of my existence. These are the bots' version of the stalkers. If you see a gunship, you need to drop whatever it is you're doing and take it down immediately. Then hunt down the factory that's creating them so you can destroy it and prevent new ones from spawning in. Otherwise, if you've got too many gunships in the sky, then it's pretty much game over.
If we last 30 more seconds, I'm gonna call down a shield. And then we're gonna you call down a spear right now. We're gonna use your spear, we're gonna take out all these ships.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, my shield's back.
Requesting
Oh, I
fortification.
jumped.
Okay, be ready, get your spear. I see it, you got it, you got it.
I
Seal
got
up.
the spear, I got the spear.
Hit the
Here we go, here we
backpack.
go, here we go.
Hit the backpack, hit the backpack. Okay, let's get these,
Do it.
get these gunships.
Nice, we got this, Oh no!
We did not have it.
And then there's the factory striders, which have 2 miniguns on their chest, a huge tank cannon on their back, and it spawns enemies out of its stomach. Taking one out requires an obscene amount of firepower. Multiple 500-kilogram missiles.
Does that do it?
Eagle 1 leaving combat.
Oh
Oh,
no!
he's still walking.
Multiple orbital lasers, endless amount of quasar shots. If you're not prepared, there's almost nothing you can do against a factory strider, and it's pretty much game over. I think that's actually why I didn't care for the bots as much as the bugs at first. The bugs force the player to be more reactive, whereas the bots force you to be more proactive.
Here we go. We did it!
The bots require a lot more preparedness, stealth, situational control,
Fire in the hole.
tactical retreats,
We don't need to fight that, because there's a lot of bots behind them, we're gonna get pushed.
Let's just go.
and there's a heavy emphasis on taking cover. They can also be flanked in a firefight, and you need to be mindful of how you approach each of their bases, as they have bots in bunkers and in machine gun emplacements that'll shred you to pieces. A large part of your success comes down to your loadout, and this game has a plethora of loadouts to choose from. Machine guns, rocket launchers, laser launchers, flame launchers, napalm strikes, cluster bombs, and lasers, all of which can drastically change your playstyle. Some of the guns allow you to change rate of fire and how far your scope zooms in and out, which adds even more customizability. I'm personally a big fan of the jump pack. Because it allows me to get to better vantage points, traverse the map more quickly,
That's on you.
get out of tricky situations,
I'll try.
or even outplay turrets. I'm also a fan of backpack reloading with another Helldiver.
Reload me, reload me.
It really emboldens this sense of camaraderie and makes you feel more connected to your teammates. The sheer firepower you can get out of it is insane too.
Oh man!
The loadout system is pretty deep. I once spent 10 minutes discussing and devising a loadout with a friend so that we could tackle a high difficulty mission together.
How about I'll drop the recoilless and you get the rocket, and I'll get the backpack, and then you drop the expendable and I'll take your expendable.
Okay.
And you know what? Convoluted as it might have sounded, this loadout actually worked pretty well for us.
Hit it, hit it, hit it.
Oh, he's getting you. Get him. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I need loads.
Oh.
I need loads.
Get right,
I need loads though.
Get away. I was on the ice. I slipped past you.
I almost shot it in the head and then it knocked me over.
That's the beauty of Helldivers 2. With all these different enemy types, weapon loadouts, team compositions, and unrivaled chaos, it feels like anything can happen.
Oh, thanks.
No two missions ever feel the same, and that's partly because, much like Left 4 Dead, Helldivers 2 has an AI director watching over your team and monitoring your team's performance. If you're doing really well, it'll throw more obstacles at you, and if you're doing poorly, it'll throw you a bone here and there.
There's like 5 chargers.
Which is why you'll sometimes have a really uneventful extraction. What this system does is it serves to enhance the uniqueness of each and every mission, which in tandem with the game's mechanics helps to create all these unscripted moments that feel like they can never be replicated.
I'm in trouble.
I got you.
No, stop.
Like they've happened for you and you alone.
I can't make this up. The auto turret just shot the hell bomb on that side of the wall there. That was terrible luck.
Which makes the game feel special. It gives you memories with your friends,
Oh my goodness. What happened to him?
and it gives you another reason to keep playing rather than simply grinding for weapons and ship modules. And just for kicks, let's compare that to Destiny, where every strike, lost sector, and seasonal activity is pretty much the same every time you play it. And sure, Nightfalls might feel different each week with all the modifiers they put on, but they tend to just make every enemy feel really spongy, and that really doesn't feel fun. One of the beauties of Helldivers 2 is that it never promises anything to us. Arrowhead doesn't release Vidocs or make big announcements to get us excited about upcoming content. Instead, they silently release content. So it's much harder to disappoint us if they never made us any promises to begin with. Like, I just logged into the game the other day and it had 2 new mission types, both of which changed things up considerably. One of them had us blitzing around the map to destroy eggs and press 3 buttons on a terminal, which incentivizes you to choose a loadout that allows you to move around quickly. As usual, the jump pack did wonders for me, while the other mission had us defending 3 flags as we raised them up towards the sky, and then kill all the enemies around it.
Liberty emerges victorious yet again.
Which incentivizes us to bring sentry turrets, maybe even a mech, something that generally enables you to hunker down and deal with multiple hordes. Helldivers 2 trickles out new content like this frequently, which is also free for all players. It seems like every other week we get a new mission type, a new enemy type.
Let me see if I can take down any of these.
Have been launched.
Knocked out
I got one.
New battle passes and new stratagem weapons like the awesome airburst rocket launcher to experiment with. Here, let's test it out.
Get him.
Now compare that to Suicide Squad, which took an entire month to come out with a new character that no one asked for and no one wanted. Some lazy-eyed crazy guy named the Comedian, whose very presence is, in and of itself, a bad joke. Or again, let's compare Helldivers to Destiny, which can take 3 months or more to come out with some vapid new seasonal activity to complete. Or Overwatch, which comes out with 1 new character and 1 new map every, 3 months or something like that? Comparatively, Arrowhead has got this in the bag.
Oh, fucking motherfucker.
Helldivers 2 isn't terribly grindy either. You get a ton of Warbond medals for simply logging in, and while you do need a lot of samples to upgrade your ship modules, it doesn't take too long to acquire the amount you need. Because samples are never out of your way. They're generally near mission objectives that you need to go to anyway, so you don't need to check every nook and cranny to find them. And if one member of your team collects a sample, everyone else on the team also gets that sample. So if you got a decent group, you can walk away from a mission with a pretty sizable haul.
That was a good haul.
I also appreciate how Helldivers doesn't have any loot. Like in Suicide Squad, I had so much loot in my inventory that I never even bothered opening the menu to look at it. And in Destiny, loot has become this nuisance that you constantly need to go into your inventory to dismantle, which just creates busy work. But that's nothing. Let's say you just logged into Destiny for the day and you want to play the new Onslaught activity. Well, to prepare for that, you need to go to Shax's hideout, grab all the bounties for it, then go to the tower to grab all the bounties there, especially if you plan on playing Strikes or Crucible after you're done with Onslaught. And doing that requires you to interact with like 5 separate characters. It's gotten to the point where it can take upwards of 5 to 10 minutes of tedium before you can even start playing the game.
It's about getting you into the action faster, and we want to remove as many barriers as we can between your gun and the enemy's face.
Well, Luke, somehow you created more barriers. Helldivers 2 is a step back to basics. You have your little ship, which is nice and compact, so you don't need to spend 2 minutes running from one side to the other like you do at the tower, and your daily bounty is right there in the pause menu. And that's really all you need. Helldivers 2 stripped away all the tedious nonsense and kept things real simple. Now, the reason I keep comparing Helldivers to Destiny is because I haven't liked a game this much since Destiny 1. I used to love that game. And it's been like 5 or 6 years since I've had a game that I can continually come back to day in and day out.
Oh shit. Why can't you move? Move! Oh my god. Get out! Okay.
I really missed having that.
I'm stuck in this egg.
There you go. I got you.
Oh, that worked.
Every month, Helldivers 2 drops its own version of a battle pass called a War Bond. They cost 1,000 super credits for Super Earth citizens, which is $10 for standard Earth citizens. $10 a month might sound a little pricey, but here's the thing. You can literally find super credits during a mission, which are then shared with your entire group.
Yay. 10 super credits.
Nice.
So if you're strategic with your super credits, you can buy a War Bond completely for free, like I did.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I was able to do this twice.
Oh. Yeah.
So I got $20 worth of content for free. And there's no rush to unlock these war bonds either, as all of these war bonds are here permanently, so you can unlock whatever weapons you want in whatever order you want. It's not like other live service battle passes which disappear after a few months in order to activate your FOMO so that you keep logging back in. And most interestingly of all, Helldivers 2 has a guy named Joel who is overseeing the entirety of the Galactic War effort. The story of Helldivers 2 is going somewhere, and he's in charge of making sure it gets there one way or another. But for every defeat that we endure,
Oh, you got him!
You're crushed.
That's my first crush.
or every victory that we earn, might slightly alter the events of this story. So it's constantly adapting to the entirety of the player base's accomplishments and failures. This is such a refreshing idea, and I think it should be the standard for every live service game because it fits the model perfectly. It actually feels like there's kind of something at stake here, and that we as a community do need to push the enemy back. But we also need to make decisions with one another. See, recently as a community, we were given the option to liberate 2 planets. One planet would unlock the airburst rocket, and another would unlock anti-tank mines. We all collectively chose to unlock the rocket, which I think was a big mistake. In the future, I think we need to preview both stratagems before making a decision on which one we're going to unlock. Hopefully, the community has learned from this mistake.
You're good. No worries.
But stuff like this makes the world of Helldivers feel more real since we have a tangible effect on it. It forces us to communicate with the community at large, and it really feels like we're all a part of something much bigger than just us. Throughout my travels, I've met a lot of really cool people on here.
Hell yeah, boys. Ren MVP.
Today you carved another
Right on, boys. It was fun. It was real fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
There you go.
What is borscht?
It's good Russian soup.
Soup?
Yeah.
What kind?
Borscht.
Community is super important in a live service game because if the community is happy and healthy, that's usually a good indicator of where the game's at in terms of its quality. Because nobody's passionate about playing a bad game. And a vibrant community makes it even more enticing for a newcomer to join into the fun. It reminds me of the early days of Destiny, where the community was vibrant and hopeful. But as the quality of the game worsened, the community sentiment shifted from a hopeful positivity into an angry, bitter negativity. Stuff like that just kind of poisons the well a little bit. It makes the game seem somewhat unappealing to an outsider, and it makes it feel kind of gross as an insider.
Oh.
Now, the real reason I've included this segment in the video is because recently, as you all know, Helldivers 2 was in a bit of a controversy. So here's what happened. About a week ago, Sony left a message to Steam players saying that Steam users would be required to make a PSN account to continue playing Helldivers 2, and if you didn't comply with this policy, you'd be banned from the game. Now, at first, this didn't seem like a big deal to me because I already had my Steam account linked to my PSN account. But the thing is, not everyone could link their account, because Sony's website didn't support something like 170 countries, meaning that tens of thousands of players who bought and played the game for 3 months that lived in those countries would soon be banned from the game that they love. It turns out that this actually was a pretty big deal. Furthermore, Sony didn't care about any of those people. They just wanted hundreds of thousands, if not millions of players to sign up for a PSN account to buff up their numbers and make themselves look good at the next quarterly meeting.
Oh my god!
So naturally, people started review bombing and refunding Helldivers 2, which was kinda sad to see, honestly. But then, in a strange twist of fate, one of the community managers said that we should continue review bombing the game, because it would give Arrowhead more leverage in their conversation with Sony. This did get him fired, but he did give us a major order in real life, so I did what I could to help. I left a scathing review. We all did. And within the span of 2 days, the game went from overwhelmingly positive to overwhelmingly negative, with hundreds of thousands of negative reviews. And this had to be done, because if Sony were to go through with their account linking policy, it wouldn't have outright killed Helldivers 2, but it would have poisoned the well. It would have sapped away a good deal of optimism from the player base, and it might have planted the seeds of Helldivers' downfall. Sony left us with no choice but to review bomb the game we loved. But our efforts worked. The community caused such a big stink that Sony was forced to go back on their account linking policy. And when I saw the news, I felt proud of the community. And I felt happy to be a part of all of this, knowing that we forced Sony to drink a cup of liberty and drowned them in the democracy. I think this is a monumental victory for gamers everywhere. Helldivers 2 crept into real life for a little bit because of all this, and as a result, it's given more weight to the game and made me feel more connected to the community. Helldivers 2 is now more than just a video game. It stands as a beacon of hope for gamers everywhere. It shows publishers that a fun game is all we really want. And it set a historic precedent by proving that if we all band together, that we can make a difference, that we can stand our ground and fight publisher greed to keep the liberty of our games intact. And that right there makes me proud to be a Helldiver. Which reminds me, you should play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox now by using my link in the pinned comment or video description. Alert, alert! New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will receive a free massive bonus pack across all platforms, including multiple premium vehicles and other goodies, available for a limited time only, so make sure you don't miss it. And of course, I've got to thank the patrons, because every single dollar I get from there goes right back into the channel, in the form of editing software, costumes, props, diapers, all kinds of stuff. You check out the other videos I've made on this channel, you'll see what I'm talking about. But thanks again to all the patronies, and I'll see you Guardians next time. Bye-bye.